All right. Welcome, good people. Welcome to the S for P third birthday celebration. We're so excited that you decided to spend your morning or afternoon with us today. We have so many amazing people who will be taking the stage and sharing many good messages. You'll hear more about that soon. My name is BX Barclay. I serve as the senior client success coach for S for P. My pronouns are they or BX, and we are celebrating 3 amazing years of business. Next slide. All right. So we would love to hear from folks just to get some engagement. Where are you located? Where are you tuning in from? Go ahead and drop those answers in the chat. Hey, Opulence. Good to see you. Where are folks tuning in from? Yay, Michaela. So excited you could make it. All right. We got someone from Durham, North Carolina. All right. Love to see it. Where are some other folks tuning in from? All right. We got Hadesville, Maryland. South Africa, beautiful. I'm tuning in from San Francisco, California. So happy to be here with you all. ATL, all right, love to see it. Yes, happy third birthday. Thank you, thank you. We're so happy you could be here. Okay, Greenville, South Carolina. Okay, we got the North Carolina and the South. Okay, Rochester, New York. Love to see it. Denver, Colorado. Okay, amazing. Okay, cool. So we all over the place. Charlotte. Okay, cool. So we a little bit of everywhere in the states. So happy that folks could be here, and we're international because we got somebody from South Africa. So shout out to y'all. Thank you so much for being here in all the various time zones. We're happy that you're able to spend this time with us. So we're going to go over some community guidelines. Our first one is diversity. So, whether visible or invisible, we honor the difference of each Speaking for Profit University community member. So, please be honoring of folks' pronouns. Please be honoring of different ways that folks refer to themselves and respect that at all times. Inclusion. So, when forming peer groups or posting content, be mindful that you're welcoming everyone and that others do not feel excluded, right? That's a really big piece to make sure we all feel included in our community. All right. And then our next two are reciprocity. So this is a community, not your personal advisory group, right? So always aim to add value first, but before asking for what you need, offer to help, right? And that's a really big part of our community. The next one is professionalism. So the Speaking for Profit community is a professional space to advance business owners, entrepreneurial endeavors. Unwelcome advances or any harassment will not be tolerated. So if you experience that at any point, please feel free to let us know and we'll follow up on that accordingly. All right, so a little bit of today's agenda, right? The main stuff that you came for today. So first, you've been welcomed to the Speaking for Profit third birthday. Again, so happy to have you here. Next, we'll go into our celebration stage. So we have 5 amazing members of our community who will be taking the stage. I'll be doing a brief bio as well as giving you their topic before they dive in. So we're in for a treat. Next, we're going to be doing some member awards. So we're going to announce the awards. And then at the end, so you got to stick around so you can hear if you won. At the end, we'll announce who are the winner of the different awards. We'll have healing and restoration with Kiara Lee Benton. So shout out to Coach Key for being in the space. We'll also have State of the S for P University with Evolve Lee Benton. So shout out to our main coach. We appreciate you. And then after that, we'll get into our member awards and that will be our day. All right, so it's time for the celebration stage. I hope y'all are ready. These are all the amazing folks that will be taking the stage. The first person we'll have coming up will be Angie Freeman. So we're so excited to have Angie speak with us today. So Angie's topic is going to be moving past performative allyship. I know many of you all have seen this show up in so many ways. Sometimes allyship is something that people may express for themselves, but it's not really something that they're given to by folks of the communities that they're being allies to. And Angie's going to dive a little bit more into that. So I want to read Angie's bio before Angie comes on the stage. So Angie Freeman has their Masters of Science. Their pronouns are they, them. They're a fiery, energetic student affairs practitioner, educator, and speaker who pours their heart into the work of social justice. With over a decade of experience in various roles such as LGBTQ plus programming, diversity and inclusion, facilitation, residential life, mentoring, coaching, retention, training, and advising, so many different things that Angie does amazingly. Angie continues to pave a path led by self-work in action. As a lifelong learner with a bachelor's degree from Oakland University and a master's degree from From Nova Southeastern University. Angie continues their education with a graduate certificate in human diversity, inclusion, and social justice. Angie's mission is to create spaces for folks to connect, share, reflect, and implement action for our shared responsibility in social justice, equity, and inclusion. So now I'm going to hand the mic over to Angie Freeman to talk to us about moving past performative allyship. Angie, go ahead and take the stage.
Hey BX, I don't think Angie is here yet. So we might want to move on to our next speaker and then we can bring
Perfect.
Angie
Then
up
we'll
once
move
she
it back.
gets here. Once they get
Sounds
here.
good. Sounds good. All right. So, change of plans. That's okay. We just roll with the punches, y'all. So, the next person coming up to the stage is going to be Spirit. We know Spirit is ready. Spirit has a beautiful, beautiful soundscape that they'll be sharing with us. And their speech title is It's Time, being the lead character in your play. Okay. It's time for that main character energy. All right. So, Spirit McIntyre is a speaker, composer, celloist, lyricist, Reiki practitioner, compassionate facilitator, and visual artist who promotes empowerment and healing by any medium necessary. As an independent artist, Spirit has produced several albums: Blue Solace, which was 2003, Bars of Gold, 2005, It's Soon Come, 2013, and Morning to the Moonlight, 2014. Spirit is a prolific collaborator and has been crafting improvisationally based live music for dance and theater since the early 2000s. They debuted their first soundscape in Dash Stack, I Wish You Me, an evening length collaboration with ADT in Minnesota, and premiered their second work with this brilliant collective, Noon Gario. I believe that's correct. If I'm wrong, please bear with me. Surrounded by Salt in 2022. Currently, Spirit is the arts director for Transfire, a 9-month residency program for 5 TGNC, which is transgender nonconforming plus artists, and a freelance artist as well, composing soundscapes and collaborating on a variety of artistic projects. So now I bring to the stage Spirit McIntyre, who will talk to us about It's Time, being the lead character in your play.
Greetings, everybody. I'm really excited to talk to you about being the lead character in your own play. That is your life, your purpose, your work. I was recently listening to Kerry Washington, who was talking about how she came to know that she was playing the side character in her life. And so this inspired this conversation. Today, I'm going to use the soundscape that you'll be hearing underneath me and the mnemonic script, that is SCRIPT, to talk about this point. The S, you want to step into your light. When you're on stage, there is a light and you have to step into it. If you don't step into the light, you're operating in the darkness and no one can see you. How you know you're in your light is when you feel the warmth. So think about folks in your life for whom bring the warmth. Being around them makes you feel warm. Their opportunities are warm. That's a step that you're in the light. C, creativity as culture. By that, I mean everything takes creativity. Your adornment practices, how you cultivate your spaces, creating a beautiful meal, a beverage, that all takes creativity. R, you want to reflect and refine. Take time to think about what you're doing in your life, how that's impacting, what needs to shift, right? Because when you step into the light, when you recognize your creativity, you'll have moments where you need to pause, reflect, and refine. The I is for inspiration. You need to stay inspired. Inspire means to breathe in. So anytime you're lacking inspiration, all you need to do is breathe in and you are inspiring. P, practice. Practice makes possible. Not perfect, possible. The more you practice, the better you are able to show up and do the work of your life. Practice. And the last letter, T, you want to take time to celebrate your elevation, right? So you're doing all that work, you're stepping into the light, You recognize creativity as culture. You are reflecting. You are inspiring. You are practicing and being possible. And that gives you time to celebrate, taking time to celebrate, to elevate. So you'll hear in this soundscape, which I'm trusting is playing, I can't hear it as well, that you'll start to hear cameras and sounds. And that's because as you do this work, as you follow the script, people are going to start to take notice and they're going to want to document that success. So listen to this soundscape, enjoy it. Follow the script. 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 Step into your light. Follow the script. Follow the script. Follow the script. Step into your light. Follow the script. 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 Reflect. Follow the script. Follow the script. Refine. Follow the script. Follow the script. Reflect. Follow the script. Follow the script. Refine. Follow the script. Follow the script. Reflect. Follow the script. Practice makes possible. Reflect. Step into your refine. Practice makes reflect possible.
Give it up for Spirit, y'all. Show me some love in the chat. Spirit, thank you so much. That was so amazing and beautiful. Just made me feel like I was like the paparazzi was trying to get me, all the camera flutters, all the flashes. Ooh, so amazing. And your voice was just like a sweet melody that was just on loop. So thank you so much. Amazing, amazing. Hope y'all are feeling good after hearing Spirit Soundscape, seeing some of the magic and medicine that is in our space. There's so much love and hearts. Right. Click, click, click. I hope y'all felt it. They was coming to see you on the red carpet, getting all them photos. So thank you so much. Angie, if you are in the space, we're going to call you back up to the stage. So this is moving past performative allyship. Before I move forward, all right, Angie is here. Beautiful. So happy to see you. So I'm just going to read your bio and then I'm going to hand the mic over to you. So Angie Freeman, Master of Science, uses they, them pronouns, is a fiery, energetic student affairs practitioner, educator, and speaker who pours their heart into the work of social justice. With over a decade of experience in various roles such as LGBTQ plus programming, diversity and inclusion, facilitation, residential life, mentoring, coaching, retention, training, and advising, Angie continues to pave a path led by self work and action. As a lifelong learner with a bachelor's degree from Oakland University and a master's degree from Nova Southeastern University, Angie continues their education with a graduate certification in human diversity, inclusion, and social justice. Angie's mission is to create spaces for folks to connect, share, reflect, and implement action for our shared responsibility in social justice, equity, and inclusion. Now I pass the mic to Angie for moving past performative allyship.
Yeah. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? Oh yeah, if it's your birthday, make some noise. Come on, y'all. I'm here. Like I'm in it. I'm in it. First of all, I just want to say happy birthday to S4P. I'm so honored to be a part of this special day, this special stage, alongside the most talented speakers that I know. The audience tuning in today, this is a treat for you as well. So get ready for greatness. All right, so let's go ahead and just jump into it because I know, by now I probably only got like 4 more minutes left. But I want to share with y'all what I know and believe to be true about allyship. And so I'm not an expert, nor am I perfect, or I welcome opposing thoughts and opinions because that's how I learn and sometimes shift like my thinking. So hear me out. Allyship. What a concept. The key to being an ally, y'all. Like I'm gonna give y'all some classified information right now, exclusive, something you may have never heard before. So huddle up, y'all. Lean in. I'm gonna need y'all. Listen in, y'all. Listen in. Y'all ready? The key to being an ally is not to be an ally. What? As simple as that. Actually, it's not that simple. But don't be an ally. Rather, strive to ally. Don't be an ally or call yourself an ally. Just ally, right? And let me explain what I mean by this is that ally is not an identity that one holds. It's the behaviors that one engages in. It's the actions that people take, not the characteristics that they hold. It's similar to like when people say, I want to be a good person, right? Or I'm a good person. But you can't just say that you're a good person. You have to do good things and be seen by others as such, right? So, also like we can't just call ourselves allies. It can't be self-appointed, right? You can't just be like, raise your hand, me. People from marginalized communities have to see you in that way, that the way that they deem most helpful in challenging the systems that keep oppressing them every single day. This can look a lot of different ways, but most important thing for you to know is that they have to see you putting in not just work, but effective, meaningful, genuine, impactful work. So if you're fortunate enough to actually have members of marginalized communities see you as a true ally in their communities, still don't call yourself an ally. Now, I know you probably, saying to yourself like, damn, Angie, like, what am I supposed to do? Stay with me. Stay with me. Just keep doing the work. Do the work when nobody is looking. Do the work without recognition. Don't even post about what you're doing on social media, or how knowledgeable you are, or how in solidarity you are with the community. Because that's focusing more of the attention on yourself rather than the actual cause and the people that you claim to be advocating for. Buzzwords like, inclusion and equity, they've almost become like a fad, just like the latest pair of shoes, or like a particular fashion, the hottest TV shows, or, the newest trending TikTok video. Like, everybody wants to be up on game, in the know, associated with, or embedding these things like into their own lives, right? But the problem is inclusion and equity are not trends. Not being seen, not being treated the way that you want to be treated, and not getting your needs met are people's lived experiences. And it's not something to be fakely supported to make yourself look woke. Performative allyship, in my own words, is, the attempt to, help or support a marginalized groups, or a cause that is more self-centered and motivated by wanting to be viewed a certain way. Like ultimately, the person's actions end up being more harmful than helpful. And I think a lot of times we get caught up on showing that we know about a certain social justice issues and claiming to be in solidarity with marginalized communities, that we miss the actual work that needs to happen. And I know I've been guilty of that before. So, which is the reason why I speak about this, and I'm so passionate about this. So let me explain by just giving a couple examples of performative allyship. If you list your pronouns in your email signature or your Zoom profile, but you're not introducing yourself with your pronouns on a regular basis, that's performative. If you say you're passionate about inclusion, yet you fail to correct people who use disclusive language, such as like "you guys" or "that's crazy," like that's performative. If you post a photo of yourself on social media in front of like a Black Lives Matter protest that's going on, but you've never spoken up for your Black colleague, that's performative. It's easy to say that you're an ally, but I think it's harder to actually be an ally, because allyship is about action and doing the work to dismantle systems of oppression and barriers for marginalized communities. So what does that work look like? There's two actionable things I want y'all to leave here with today. So one is an ally tip sheet that I created, which lists 7 tips on it on how to ally rather than to be an ally. So if we do have that, we can drop that in the link in the chat below, and I'll share that out with y'all. But it's not an ultimate answer. It's just more so of an inspiration of what you can like start thinking about. And then the second thing is a pronoun practice sheet that can help you create some sentences using different sets of pronouns. So if pronouns is something that you want to improve and you want to incorporate this into your life, make time to practice it. You can practice writing sentences and introducing yourself and all that kind of stuff. So similar to anything else we learn in life, you just have to do it, practice it, make it muscle memory, right? So take a look at those resources, and I'll share those with you, and let me know your thoughts. My time with y'all today has been quick, but I love it. I'm loving everything about this celebration today. But hopefully, I was able to give you a reason to connect further with me, because there's more layers to unpack, y'all. There's more layers to peel. So, definitely connect with me on LinkedIn or email me directly. EvolveBX the whole S4P family. Congratulations, y'all, on a successful program on 3 years into this, many, many more years to come. So, and also shout out to my co-presenters today and the listeners being here, because you being here today is a commitment to your growth. And I thank y'all for showing up and being open-minded. Peace.
Amazing. Give it up for Angie, y'all. Give some love in the chat. Angie came through, brought the energy, had us. How many people leaned in? Had you all up in the screen. Okay. So thank you, Angie, for giving us that message and letting us know how integrity is such a key piece, right? Of how we show up when we want to be an ally, right? It's more than just the actions, it's more about the actions than what we say, right? And the different things that we may do in passive ways. How can we be active allies, right? So thank you so much. We appreciate that. Yeah, all up in the screen, right? Angie had us all up in the screen. All right. Thank you so much, Angie. As y'all see, I mean, we just rolling with this. So many great presenters that we have today. So next up, we're going to be bringing to the stage is Rakita. Rakita, if you're in the space, we would love to have you come up and be ready. So Rakita is going to be talking to us about core values and self-discovery. Rakita's bio is Rakita Franklin is a distinguished HBCU alum of Lincoln University of Missouri. She encourages critical reflection that inspires others to pursue connection through commonality. She is the CEO and the creator of The Social Experience, where she helps groups and teams connect quickly and collaborate more effectively through thoughtful interactions that promote meaningful connection and relationship building. Her role is to create safe havens that encourage authenticity, growth, and community. Rakita's 10 plus years of experience in higher education and her Master's of Arts in Adult Education and Training has provided her with a comprehensive understanding of the theory and practice behind meaningful engagement with adults. Through the social experience, she helps groups and teams connect through reflection, conversation, and commonality. When she isn't curating experiences, Rakita enjoys reading, adventures with her wife, and solo travel. I now pass the mic to Rakita to talk about core values and self discovery. Take it away, cuz.
Hey, y'all. It feels so good to be here today. And I'm just so excited to be on this stage with all of my peers that I respect. But as BX mentioned, my name is Rakita Franklin. I use she, her pronouns, and I am the CEO of The Social Experience, where I connect groups and teams through reflection, conversation, and commonality. So I'm going to ask you to picture a world where you engage with others, not through curated images and carefully crafted profiles, but through genuine conversations, deep understanding, and shared experiences. Imagine a life where you feel seen, heard, and valued for who you truly are, and where you can reciprocate that gift to others. Well, authentic relationships are your key to unlocking this world. But why should you even care about authentic relationships? Well, think about the moments in your life that stand out, right? The laughter shared with friends, the support of a loved one during a tough time, or the feeling of truly being understood by someone who knows you deeply. These are the moments that define our existence and give life its color and meaning. Well, authentic relationships are the vessel in which these moments are forged. Authenticity in the context of relationships refers to the quality of being true to oneself and others. It involves a genuine expression of one's thoughts, feelings, and values without the need for deception, pretense, or manipulation. Authenticity is the first step in honest and fulfilling relationships because understanding oneself informs our understanding of others. It's about learning to embrace our strengths, limitations, good and not so good qualities, sensitivities, and vulnerabilities. So, when it comes to any life changing decision, you should ground yourself in your core values to help with the decision making process. So, if you're still with me, could you put values in the chat? Because I need to know. I need to know you're still here. Core values. Ooh, I see them coming in. Thank you. Core values define who you are and what matters to you as an individual. Ideally, your values establish where you invest your time, energy, and your resources. And personal core values are different from goals. Goals are accomplishments that you aspire to. And once you've reached your goal, you mark that thing as done and you go on to the next one. Values, on the other hand, are about how you consciously choose to show up in your relationships, at work, in your businesses, and really in the ways in which you navigate your inner self. Once you establish your core values, these values should be placed somewhere visible to remind you of how you want to consciously show up. And displaying your values can be as simple as placing a sticky note on your computer, writing on your mirror, writing on your dry erase board, anywhere you can see them, because you're more likely to practice and live your values when you see them, repeat them, and internalize those on a daily basis. However, I want you to keep in mind when you start defining your core values and you compare them to how you're showing up in life each day, it's possible that you may come across some areas where you aren't in alignment with your values. Finding misalignment in your values isn't a reason to beat yourself up or to throw that value out completely. No, 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 no. It is an invitation to heal the root cause of the misalignments so that you can move forward with a deeper understanding of yourself. For example, let's say that mindfulness is a core value to you. But despite the several books that are collecting dust on your shelf, you rarely invest in the work or the time needed to cultivate your mindfulness. That doesn't mean you're a fraud or a hypocrite. Instead, I encourage you to look at this as an invitation to take some time for self reflection. Maybe there's something you're afraid of facing, or perhaps your time isn't balanced in a way that allows for personal growth. No matter what it is, don't be discouraged. Misalignments in your core values can be used as doorways into healing so that you can move forward in a way that allows you to truly practice this virtue. Also, don't be surprised when your values change over time. As you move through different seasons in your life and you get to know yourself a little better, sometimes your values will change as well. So I would encourage you to practice these virtues. And it may take some time to get into full alignment. So please be kind and be patient to yourself. Remember, living your newly established values that you created is a process, and it takes work, reflection, and honesty. But I'm here to be honest with you. Nothing changes until you actually use the knowledge and become comfortable with its execution. So, are you ready to embark on this transformative journey toward authentic connection? And if you're ready, say ready. I want some readies in the chat. I want to know if you're ready. Oh, we got folks that's ready. Okay, cool. Because the social experience has our conversation cards on pre-sale. Okay. Our cards are a wonderful tool to engage meaningful conversations and build connections with others. By using these cards, you can explore deeper topics, gain insight into each other's perspectives, and foster a sense of empathy. And if you're loving this core values talk, please reach out to me. I would love to help you and your group establish your personal core values. You know what? I love being here. I love being here with family. And I want to thank you. Thank you for allowing me your time so that I could talk to you about self reflection and core values, because understanding of oneself really does lead to understanding of others. And that's all I have for today. I'm just happy to be here for the birthday party. Y'all have a wonderful weekend and check out the pre sale.
Come on, Rakita. Give some love to Rakita in the chat. Such an amazing topic, right? Thinking about our core values. Y'all saw them conversation cards too, right? So make sure you connect with Rakita so you can figure out how to get those cards. The pre-sale is happening now. I know I already purchased my cards. I can't wait to receive them. So definitely go ahead and check that out. But thank you so much, Rakita, because I think you brought up such a great point when you talk about values and how sometimes we can be hard on ourselves, right? If we're not in alignment with it. But reframing that, right? How can we take a minute to pause, self-reflect, and figure out how we can pivot in order to start hitting those values. So thank you so much for that message. All right, beautiful, beautiful. As I said, y'all, so many amazing speakers that are taking the stage today. Up next, we're going to have Kiani Holmes. Kiani's going to be speaking to us about empathy, not sympathy, integrating mindfulness and well-being into the work environment. All right. So Kiani Holmes has a master's of education, is a Black woman who strives to provide participants opportunities to learn about the interconnectivity of wellness in their lives through educational workshops, delivering experiential programs within broad areas of community engagement, leadership development, cultural competency, social action, and marketing, focused on practicing self-compassion, agency, and liberation. For several years, she has committed herself to cultivate and shaping sustainable, holistic wellness programming and support to designated communities and environments. She is a skilled facilitator, bringing a dedication to supporting personal growth and development within the context of institutional and community missions. Her background is diverse, including, but not limited to, serving as a DEI consultant for Wake County government, an assistant director of programs for wellness at Duke University, a Fulbright teaching scholarship in which she developed her own teaching curricula and interactive workshop series in South America, a research partner of the Action Research Collective, an initiative that utilizes critical and participatory research to teach ethical and effective research practices while answering questions vital to student success, a certified Koru meditation instructor, and more. Her educational background includes a BA in psychology, a BA in Spanish language and literature from North Carolina State University, and a master's of education in counseling education with a concentration in student affairs from Clemson University. So now I bring to the stage Kiani to talk to us about empathy, not sympathy, integrating mindfulness and well-being into the work environment.
Hi, everybody. I'm Kiani Holmes. Again, my pronouns are she, her, hers. And it's really important for me to get everybody grounded. Rakita did such a great job. And so I want to get everybody grounded before we jump into another topic. I think sometimes our minds are always free flowing and we've got a lot of distractions. So we're just going to take a moment to do a quick grounding breath before we jump into some of the tools that I'm going to talk about. So if you want to get into an adjusted position, whatever comfortable and accessible to you and your body, you're going to go ahead, and if it's accessible to you to close your eyes, you can go ahead and do that. And if not, find a position that's comfortable for you and accessible to your body. And just take a deep breath in through your nose. Hold that breath, and then gently exhale through the mouth. Again, another deep breath in through the nose. And exhale gently through the mouth. Take one last deep breath in. And exhale very slowly through the mouth. You can gently flutter your eyes back open if they were closed, or have a focused gaze, again, if you had an unfocused gaze. So your breath is the connection to the present moment, and mindfulness is about connecting to the present moment, no matter what you're doing. And so when we're thinking about being in the work environment, we spend 25% of our life at work. That's a huge percentage of our life. And we spend sometimes 6 to 12 hours a day at work. That means that we're building relationships and engaging in an environment outside of our non-work responsibilities with our families and with our communities. So that means that we need to have as much investment in the environment that we are investing our time and effort in as we do for our other responsibilities. And I know a lot of times we say, oh, that's the professional environment and this is personal, but we really need to start thinking about we can't really separate sometimes who we are as people and how our non-work responsibilities impact our work and how our work also impacts our home life. So I'm going to talk to you about a couple strategies that are going to help you think about empathy and not sympathy. And the reason why I say empathy and not sympathy is when we're making decisions in a work environment, we don't want to be making decisions because we feel sorry for someone. We want to make sure that we're understanding how other people's lived experiences impact the decisions that we make and are also impacted by the decisions that we're making. And so the first step is self-awareness. In order for you to experience empathy and not sympathy, you have to be aware of what those things feel like for you. So if you think that you know what empathy is, put empathy into the chat right now. If you say, hey, I know what empathy is, or I've heard the word empathy, put that into the chat right now so I can see that you're engaged. While you're thinking about that and typing empathy, I want to give you an example of empathy. So an example of empathy would be, let's say you're working with someone, you're engaging with someone, and they let you know that they're experiencing some non-work responsibilities that are impeding their ability to be present. Empathy is not only listening to them and saying, oh, that, I understand, I've been there before. But empathy is also saying, what do you need from me in order to be successful? How can I be of service? How can I be of help to you? So not only am I listening to your experience, but I'm also trying to see what is impeding your ability to be successful, and how can I be a part of making sure that you are benefiting and not being burdened. So thinking about how you practice empathy, let's start thinking about, am I feeling empathy for this person by identifying ways that they can be successful and navigating? Or am I practicing sympathy by just listening to them and saying, I feel your pain, I'm showing you compassion, and I hope better for you? Because hope doesn't actually give folks strategies in order to be successful. And then how do you receive empathy? So now that you're self aware of what other people have going on, do you also allow people to help you? Sometimes we're so strong and we're so mighty that we don't ask for help, or we don't want to look vulnerable, or we don't want to be weak. And so we end up suffering in silence. So, how do we push ourselves forward to not only demonstrate and role model that we're good helpers and good workers, but we also demonstrate that we can ask for help, or we can let people know when we don't understand something, or when we need some support, or we need some strategies to be successful? So, step number 2, having empathy for others means that we're going beyond just saying, hey, I'm an empath, I care about people, I'm compassionate, but also demonstrating gratitude. So, go ahead and put gratitude in the chat if you're still engaged, and also if you practice it. So, gratitude is another way to engage with that self awareness and also do empathy versus sympathy. So when we're doing gratitude, are we saying thank you? I know sometimes we say, oh, I'm in a thankless profession, I'm helping people, I shouldn't expect a thank you. But I bet that if you get a Yelp review and you go and look on Yelp, you're going to see two different types of reviews: a 1-star review and a 5-star review. Either the people who really don't like it or the people who love it. And so we don't get to tell people not to give us constructive feedback. So we also don't want to monitor or censor someone's ability to just let us know that they're thankful or they have gratitude. So not only are we going to be self-aware of what we're thankful for and not create this thankless environment, we're going to say thank you. We're going to let people know what the measurable impact of their services are, but we're also going to think, as we're creating things for other people to use, is it going to give them opportunities to be successful? And if it's not, it's going to be very hard for them to be grateful for something if it's burdening them. So when we're thinking about that benefit versus burden, we also want to think about creating those pockets of gratitude for us to thank other people for letting us know what's impacting their ability to be successful, because that creates a level of vulnerability that they have to expose or disclose something about themselves that they're possibly suffering or doing without, in order to inform you about a decision that you're making that could possibly impede on their ability to be successful. So, last but not least, conversation, not confrontation. And I don't know if you like pop culture references, but I love the Proud Family. Love the new version, but I also still watch the old version on Disney Plus. And one of the best episodes is when Penny is getting bullied by the Girl Sisters. And if you haven't watched Proud Family, I advise you do it now. And when her mom goes to talk to the Gross Sisters' moms about it, she keeps talking to Penny about conversation and not confrontation, versus Penny's dad, who has a confrontation with the Gross Sisters' father, and they get into an altercation. And the reason why I use this ad lib is because conversation means that both parties are listening, both parties are engaged, and we're coming up with a comprehensive plan that assesses benefits versus burdens, gratitude, self-awareness, and lived experiences. If it's a confrontation, that means there's possibly someone who's not being heard, not being considered, and ultimately it's not going to end up in a result that's beneficial for everyone involved. And note, I didn't say not to have conflict. Conflict means that there's a difference and it needs to be explored in order to come up with the best possible solution. Confrontation means that there's a difference of respect levels, meaning that respect now is gone out of the window and we can no longer have a conversation. So conflict is not a bad thing because it's a difference of perspective, and we want to allow that in so we can grow and we can learn and we can educate each other. But confrontation is a difference of respect. And when respect is gone out of the window, that's when we start tolerating people doing things that aren't helpful to that self-awareness piece and that empathy for others. So let's review really quickly. Number one, mindfulness is the ability to be present in the moment. And we always want to give ourselves a chance to do that. Our breath is our anchor to the present moment. And sometimes it really is just a matter of taking a deep breath and considering what we're about to say before we say it and what we're about to decide that might impact other people. Next is self awareness. You know yourself best more than anybody else. And so you have to lean into that emotional awareness to think about how your feelings and your behaviors also contribute to the environment that you're in. And because you're in a work environment, that might impact who you supervise, who you work with, and ultimately your customers. Next is that empathy for others piece. If you have empathy for others, that means their lived experiences are considered and you're inviting them to the table to have conversations about things that are going to impact them. You're not making decisions so that they hear about it later. You're starting them proactively in the beginning and you're working with them throughout to co-create what decisions you're making. And last but not least, conversation, not confrontation, and a reminder to watch the Proud Family if you haven't in a while, or to start watching it, because a lot of times we need to visibly see or audibly hear or just be in places where we can experience in some way throughout our five senses how to engage with the things that we're trying to learn. Our five senses help us connect to things. And so, whichever ones you have access to, leaning into those. So, if you enjoyed today's conversation, before I hop out, put one word in the chat to describe how you're feeling right now about the information that you received. I gave you some words to put in to see if you're engaged, but now I want you to co-create that feedback and let me know how you are. Conversations, not confrontation. Awesome. Thank you so much. And I hope you all check the links in the chat to stay connected so we can keep doing this work. Thanks.
Amazing, amazing. Give it up for Kiani. That was an amazing, amazing talk. So many good gems that you dropped. I don't even need a recap because you did the recap. So thank you so much. But I'm holding on to so many things that you shared from that talk, right? So empathy sometimes is something that we always think about extending to others. But I think Kiani made a really great point. How do we extend that back to ourselves? How do we engage in that self awareness, that emotional intelligence, all of those different pieces so that we're caring for ourselves in the same way that we care for others? So thank you so much, Kiani, for that. And last but not least, we have Rowan coming to the stage. Rowan's going to be talking to us about kink, fetish, BDSM, and alternative lifestyles as healing for marginalized communities and their friends. So, Rowan, aka the Mixtress, hopefully I said that correctly, is an educational consultant, public speaker, professional dominatrix, and coach with over a decade of facilitation experience. Their work spans disciplines, but focuses on the experiences of individuals with historically marginalized or minoritized identities, especially queer, transgendered, and gender nonconforming people of color. They use humor, empathy, and honesty to empower all in the shared pursuit of justice, liberation, community, and dismantling systemic oppression. Now I bring to the stage Rowan to speak to us about kink, fetish, BDSM, and alternative lifestyles as healing for marginalized communities and their friends. Rowan, take it away.
Thank you so much, BX. And what a wonderful stage to close. We've had so many amazing speakers, and I'm just so honored to be amongst them all and amongst all of you folks listening and participating. It's really exciting, and I'm feeling really overjoyed. I always wonder sometimes in these conversations, will my topics kind of stand out too much? But I felt so connected and grounded to all the other conversations I felt like were topics kind of leading up to this one in some ways. So this is really cool. And I'm feeling really excited about it to share. So like BX did that wonderful introduction. My name is Rowan. Sometimes I go by Mixtress or Mixed Rowan, depending on what context you're in. And personally and professionally, I'm a public speaker, I'm an educator, and a lot of my work intersects with the kink, fetish, BDSM, and alternative lifestyles community. So I wanted to start with a little bit of building some shared knowledge for people so everyone has some shared language if anyone doesn't know what any of those terms mean. So BDSM is an acronym that stands for bondage, discipline, dominance, submission, sadism, and masochism. And kink and fetish communities are a whole different host of communities of around like sexuality and interpersonal connection that is beyond just the vanilla kind of topics that we hear about in most interpersonal romantic dialogues. And so for me, this is such an important pathway. And I wanted to start off by sharing a little bit more about me and my own identities in the context of this topic and just generally speaking. So I use they, them, and we pronouns. I'm non-binary, I'm queer, I'm pansexual, I'm aromantic. I identify as a relationship anarchist, which is a type of non-monogamy, which is part of the umbrella of alternative lifestyles that I work with in my work. And I'm also BIPOC. I'm South Asian, South Indian, Malayali, to be specific, my ethnicity. I'm Asian American, if we're talking about race. I'm physically disabled. I am neurodivergent. I'm mentally disabled. And these are all communities and identities that intersect within me and I think are so powerful and relevant to the topics of kink, fetish, BDSM, and alternative lifestyles. And so when I say alternative lifestyles, that's a quick way for me to kind of talk about all those different terms and acronyms that I just shared a little bit about. And I think that what I really wanted to highlight in today's message and connect to the S4P birthday topic about inflating to elevate and what our medicine is in our community, right? Because for me, in my own experience, exploration and empowerment in these identities has been a pathway for healing, not only for me, but also my connection with various communities, especially for those who experience marginalization. And so I wanted to talk about that, that exploring your own personal kinks, fetishes, BDSM, and alternative lifestyle, essentially just breaking out of what we refer to as the relationship escalator, or this prescriptive notion that in order to build relationships, you have to follow this prescriptive elevator that we see, you know, in rom-coms and in social media and just in all kind of media of what is a relationship. You know, it starts with dating, and then you are monogamous, and you get married, and you have kids, and you have a house, and it's just this very, I think we can all probably predict all those steps that come next. And so part of this, you know, the work that I do and what I think is so empowering for communities, especially at marginalization, yes, very predictable, exactly, is like reconnecting with our own wants, needs, and desires for community, for support, for creation of our lives. So part of what I do, I'm a consultant, I'm a public speaker, I'm also a co-founder of educational cooperative, and all of the work that I do is all interconnected, whether it's directly or indirectly related to this, but it's really about helping people examine their socialization and unlearn that and relearn what it means to experience their own wants and needs and desires for community support and through creation of lives that are worth living for themselves, that are essentially, if you are customizing your own character in a video game, you know, and if none of the rules of society were really to apply, you know, what could you really do when you followed your heart, when you followed what was affirming to you, what was validating to you, what gave you strength, what gave you joy, what empowered you? And so what I do with communities, with clients, with organizations is help us think through things like hedonism, things like pleasure, things like joy, empowerment, and how we can create unique structures that are responsive to us proactively and not just putting out fires whenever we hit walls in structures that aren't created for us, aren't meant for us, and aren't meant to enrich our whole authentic selves. And so part of how I do that with clients is examining the socialization and unlearning and relearning. And this is why at the beginning of my talk, I was so excited about all of the previous speakers, because so many of the things that folks have shared are really connected to that work that I do. And I feel so in community with you all as audience members, as well as with all these other amazing presenters, because what examining our socialization takes is so much intentional work, and so many of us are unlearning years, if not decades, of socialization that has been pressured onto us that tells us we need to act in a particular way and makes us feel bad when we don't. And so all of the work that I do is about how do we disentangle what is us and what is outside of us, what is really of value to us, and what is something that we need to reprioritize. And so the things that I really want you all to take away in terms of exploring your own kink, fetish, BDSM, alternative lifestyle community is that, especially for marginalized community, it's about finding joy. It's about accessing places of healing that may not be traditional, prescriptive, colonialist, imperialist laden. It's about crafting an authentic lifestyle that's authentic and intentional for you and the people you love. And it's about creating an active, verbal, and engaged community of consent where we have boundaries for ourselves and our community members so that we can show up for ourselves in a way that is fulfilled and empowered, and lives our best life, basically. So, yeah. Thank you all so much for allowing me to share some of those perfect personal and professional experiences related to kink, BDSM, and alternative lifestyles, how that reconnection is really, truly important and a priority, where that all comes from, how we examine our socialization, unlearn and relearn, and how it's all really connected to decades of history, for how we can reclaim and recreate spaces in our own unique visions and not recreating systems that have been harmful to us. So thank you all so much.
Yes, Rowan. Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much. Also appreciate your recap. So I saw that too. But yes, so many good things that were shared there, right? So I think a lot of times when we think about, kink, BDSM, all those different things, we really think about relationships with others. But again, right, similar to what Kiani was talking about, what does the relationship look like for ourselves? How are we relearning, unlearning, breaking out of things, redefining them for ourselves? So thank you so much, Rowan, for bringing that to our attention. All right, amazing. So those are our speakers who took the celebration stage. I know y'all are feeling all the goodness and all the medicine that they shared with us today, but I would love to hear from folks. What is one takeaway that folks have from some of these speeches? I know some of them have dropped through all the different ones, but now at the end, what is one thing or a couple of things that are sticking with you that you can carry with you after you leave this space? Yes. Shout out to the flow of the presenters. Yes. And Rowan was the perfect way to close us out. Just wrapped it all up perfectly with a nice bow. Beautiful. What are some takeaways that folks are holding on to and taking from these speeches? I know for me, I'll share a few while some are still coming through the chat. So I'm still hearing spirit chanting, practice makes possible. Okay, so that is still ringing true for me. Allyship, right? You don't just be, you do, right? So it's not just about doing the passive things, it's also about being active, right? The positivity of each one has shown definitely. Empathy and gratitude, right? How are we making space for ourselves as well as others? Thank you, Lucinda. Show up for all parts of your life genuinely and with self compassion and deep care. That is so important, right? Some of these topics talked about connecting with others, but it was also about the relationship we had with ourselves, which is so critical. Self discovery is needed to cultivate relationships with others. Yes, right? You got to know what you want, how you feel about things before you can go out connecting with others, right? So that's so important. Community is beautiful and necessary. Yes, so true, right? And it's important to be authentic in how we create these communities for ourselves as well. So thank you everyone for sharing. Practice intentionality, doing even when no one is watching, authentic connections and community made tools to do it. Yes, I hope y'all are using the tools that were dropped too. So many good gems were shared and connecting with some of these amazing folks. All right. Now we're going to get into some of our member awards. Okay, I'll read the last one. I'm really sitting with conversation, not confrontation, as someone who is highly confrontational and how important self discovery is. Yes, thank you so much for sharing that. That is so important, right? And slight plug, go watch The Proud Family. Okay, so many good gems come from there, from the old seasons and the new seasons. Just amazing. So now we're going to get into some of our member awards. So we're going to be highlighting a couple of awards in our space. The first one is most attended calls. This person is always in and on on the house. Okay, they're on all the calls, they're at all the different speeches and talks that we have. They're ready to give as well as ask questions to figure out how to advance their business. The most knowledgeable, this person always knows the resources. If someone's like, hey, I don't know how to do this, they're like, hold on, I done talked to somebody, I got the link, this is where it is. Big bag energy. This person has surpassed their money bag prophecy. A money bag prophecy is really something we have in our community where we encourage our members to set a goal of what they would like to reach for the year or for the quarter and what they would like to bring in for their business. Gem dropping. This person always drops gems in the calls. You all might have experienced this with some of our different speeches that we had today and our presenters. Gems are always being dropped. We really want to highlight folks who are always sharing those things in our calls. They might as well be evolving the way they be coaching and dropping gems. And then lastly, all about love. This person is all about reciprocity and supports folks in the community, which is so important to us, as you saw with some of our guidelines that we had. So stay tuned. At the end, after Evolve gives us our State of the S4P University, we will be sharing who won these various awards. So please stay tuned until the end. Now we're going to get into Coach Key. Coach Key is a healing and restoration coach. They have a website called Healing with Coach Kiera, which is amazing. So I'm going to read her bio before we kind of jump into things. So Kiera Lee has a master's of social work. She or they, or any pronouns with respect, is a holistic trauma healing coach, dynamic speaker, and valued consultant. Kiera is known for her unique ability to connect with people from all different lived experiences by holding powerful individual and community healing spaces, blending heart-centered support with pragmatic efforts to effect meaningful change. Kiera has worked with survivors of trauma for over 10 years. Over this time, Kiera has supported thousands of individuals along with their healing journey, each person with their own unique needs and circumstances, each person harnessing a well of power and healing energy just waiting to be accessed. Heeding a call to heal herself and help others find their own healing, Kiera explored the world of alternative healing modalities, reaching the deep wisdom of her ancestors, elders, and our oldest living teacher, Mama Earth. Kiera works with clients to transcend their understanding of who they are after trauma by finding ways to reconnect with their bodies and to identify and set boundaries that affirm their needs and support their healing. Kiera uses mindfulness, gentle movement, plant medicine, and more to help balance and heal the mind, body, and spirit and emotions. Kiera is a pet parent to 2 pups, Marley and Ashby, and the plant parent, or plarent, as she likes to say, to over 30 plants. She loves to dance, and you can typically find her cutting a rug wherever music is playing. I now give the mic over to Coach Key.
Hey, y'all. What's up? Can y'all hear me? Am I coming through? We're going to get there. Here I am. I'm coming through. Hey, y'all. I am so excited to be here. You don't know, I asked Evolve, can I sing for the birthday? Can I dance for the birthday, y'all? The bio is real. It is true. But so excited to be here. Happy birthday, Speaking for Profit. And congratulations and thank you so much to Evolve and the Speaking for Profit team, honestly, for changing our lives, right? I don't know who else out there's lives has been changed. I know mine. I know I've had several folks who I've gone through the program with as well, who I've seen their lives change. So if your life has changed from Speaking for Profit, just put a yes in the chat, life changed in the chat, right? But I'm just so excited to be here. So thank you all so much for having me. This is the time we're going to be getting into our rest bag, right? So I want you to grab your blankets, grab your pillows, grab something cozy nearby to snuggle up with, because we're going to get into some story time, and then we're resting today. We're resting together. So let me just start by letting you know how I got here, how we got here. As a social worker, I have worked in crisis work for almost a decade, or more than a decade, actually over a decade. I'm like, let me not age myself. But anyway, y'all, and I'm super used to the go. Like I was super used to just being on 1,000, always moving. I had 2 cell phones, y'all. Evolve will tell you that's how they met me, with 2 cell phones. I was always on call. And so my life was work all the time. there wasn't a time to really just put that down because crisis is always happening, right? And you never know what time that's going to happen. And it got even more rough for me and my team that I was working with during the pandemic. We had a lot of limited resources. Everything was changing. The way we could do the work was changing. And I was supporting a staff of about 7 or 8 people that are also experiencing the trauma of the pandemic, while I also am, in the whole world, right? And just having these unsustainable work conditions, right? And so for me, I was showing up every day, giving everything I had to the work and to my team. And that really showed to evolve. And so we had a really heart to heart. They pulled me and they were like, hey, can we have a serious conversation? If y'all don't know, Evolve is my partner, my spouse. This probably isn't new information for you all, but just in case, that's a big part of this story. But they pulled me to the side and they were like, hey, can I talk to you? Like, we need to sit down and speak for something. And I was like, okay, what's going on? And they just let me know, like, you're drained every day. You're showing up not in the nicest of ways to me and to our family. And that hit me like, oh man, like I thought I was just dragging myself, but I was dragging everybody as well. So that burnout and that exhaustion was clear in my family and clear in the relationships, how I was showing up in relationships. And that reflection that they gave me in that moment was like, oh, you have been running on fumes. You have been running yourself kind of into the ground. And that's going to show up in ways outside of yourself too, right? With the people that you love. And so with Evolve's encouragement, I was able to set that crisis work down and say, okay, I need to be doing something different. I left that work of over a decade because I knew that I was neglecting myself to be in service to others. And so I created this business, Healing with Kiera, to focus on somatic healing, long-term healing, getting out of that crisis, being in restoration and radical rest. I work with individuals, small groups, organizations to really be able to practice collective care and heal together. I really see it. This is not an individual thing. The reason that I was able to be working in that type of environment and those conditions is because our communities and our societies that we live in allow for that, right? They're built for that, for us to be doing really, really hard work all the time. And they don't center rest. They don't. So I realized, hey, I've got to do this for myself because nobody else is going to say, hey, Kiera, are you going to take a break? Are you going to sit down? Are you going to stop? Except for me. So I also want to be able to spread that. And I see other people in the community doing their own rest and healing work. And I know the power of community, just speaking back to what Rowan has just shared. We have power in our community. And can you imagine our community being a fully rested community? Like, can you just vision that and what life would be like? Completely different, right? So what I want to come in and share a little bit about is that I'm seeing, right? I've seen, as being a person who's worked with crisis workers and also a new business owner myself and seeing other new business owners, I see a lot of overlap in how we show up for ourselves in our daily lives because we are wanting to share this medicine. We have this intention to share this medicine, but usually we're doing it in a way that's unsustainable. So some of the things that I've seen as an overlap is a lack of supportive boundaries, right? We're open and ready to receive and support whoever we can, especially as new business owners, as we're figuring out what we're wanting to do, who we're supporting. And so we have this eagerness to meet everyone else's needs but our own. We're saying yes to things that don't align with our values or work that we really wouldn't want to be doing because we're trying to get things started, because we're trying to figure it out, right? And we're bending in odd ways to secure the bag. We want to secure the bag, y'all. Absolutely. But how can we do this in a way that is restorative, sustainable, where we're coming into that space in our fullness, right? And the last one is that we don't have solid self and collective care practices to help us sustain. We're just moving. We're just trying to get through. We're just doing it, right? But there is power in moving and pouring from an overflowing cup. If you have ever taken a workshop with me, you know this is my thing. I speak about the overflowing cup every time because it's so important for us to be filling our cup up, not just to full, but to overflow, because that overflow is where we can feed and support other folks, right? I want my full cup. I need my full cup. I don't want half of a cup, because if I'm pouring from that, that means I'm not going to have anything. And if I don't have my full cup, I really can't support folks in the way that I truly, truly, truly could if I was supported myself, right? So how do we start to fill this proverbial cup of ours? Each of us needs something different. There's no one size fits all here, but we can create this on our own. We can create this for ourselves. So I'm going to offer a restoration recipe to you. And like we do, we're going to finesse it. We're going to put our little seasons, our little stuff on it, and make it how we like it, right? So I want to offer you a couple of different questions to consider for your restoration recipe. First being, what is a daily practice that you can implement that is all about you? All about you, no one else. What is a daily practice that's just for you, something that you love? This could be journaling, it could be reading, nourishing yourself in any particular way that brings you joy or makes you feel good. For me, I love a daily rest practice. For me, that looks like sometimes closing my eyes for 10 minutes, not looking at my phone, not looking at the computer, like just trying to just daydream and allow myself to daydream during the middle of the day, which is like, what? We're closing our eyes in the middle of the workday? Yes, we are. Watching my favorite reality trash TV. I don't know who else loves reality trash TV, but I have a few. And I love to just sit on my couch and kick my feet up and watch my show without guilt. And if I can, staying in bed as long as I can in the morning, like literally till the very last moments that I can stay in bed, I'm there. I love my bed. I love it, love it, love it. I wish I didn't have to leave, to be honest. But the second one, so right, we have our first of like, what is our daily practice? The second one is boundaries. Boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. Identify where you can set more clear boundaries for yourself. And I'm really thinking about starting with us, not just who are we telling, these are my boundaries, please don't cross them, but for ourselves, honoring what is our body telling us? What is our minds telling us when we are feeling overwhelmed or burnt out or exhausted? What are we needing in those moments? Because when we push through, that's us not listening to our boundaries, to our personal boundaries, right? So I want you to start to decide what you're going to say yes to for yourself. So yes to more rest, yes to more time with your family and friends, yes to your favorite movement practices, whatever it is for you. What is the thing we're going to say yes to for you, right? And that yes is when we say no to others, that's a yes to us. So even when we do get to that place of saying, putting up those boundaries with other folks, that's a yes to us. I've always struggled with boundaries, like my entire life. It's something I'm going to continue to be working on probably until I transition. And for me, what has been really working well is before saying yes or saying whatever my answer is when someone asks something of me, I ask for time. I ask for a pause, right? So that might be, I'm going to need to get back to you about that before I can let you know. Usually my practice is like, yes, and I'll figure it out later. We'll figure out the details how I can do it later. But now I'm like, wait, let me give myself some time. And that could be a day, that could be a week, whatever time I need to sit with that and really make a clear decision on if it's serving my purpose. Yes, I see delay my yes in the chat. Exactly. There's no need to rush into this. They will be there with the same question. Don't worry. And lastly, we had, right? So we had our, what can we do for ourselves daily? What boundaries do we need to put in place that are a yes to us? And then how can you celebrate yourself? Celebration is so important when we're doing this. We're not just wanting to add more work on, I'm not saying, hey, you already have enough to do. Now let's go ahead and do something. We have to figure out what your rest practice is going to be. We want it to be celebratory too, right? A celebration allows us to, it really encourages us to want to come back and do it again, right? So how can we celebrate ourselves for taking care of ourselves, whether that be doing that daily practice, whether that be setting that boundary, saying no to something, or saying yes to yourself? How do we celebrate? How do you celebrate yourself? And for me, I twerk. They already told y'all I'm a dancer. So I love dancing. If I can get some music on and just, and that's my hype, like, you did that. But it could be as simple as saying, you did that, putting a little sticky note on your computer to remind you, like, you did that, It could be that you are getting your favorite treat, whatever it is that you need, whatever it is that feels celebratory to you. And, honestly, if we weren't on YouTube, y'all, I would be throwing it in a circle. We would turn the music on now. I see you, BX. BX ready too. So it's a party, right? We're here for the celebration, but we're on YouTube, so we're not going to be playing all those other folks' music. All right. So I want to just encourage us, right? We have these things to think about. We're thinking about how to create our own restoration recipe. I want to hear what yours is. So if you're thinking about things, pop it into the chat. What are you thinking that you're going to bring in for yourself? Because as we start to close out this year and prepare for the next year, this is such a ripe time for celebrating ourselves. We do not reflect enough on all the things that we've accomplished over the year. So that's a beautiful time right now to do that. Reflection and visioning for what we want for next year. Every year in our family, we have an annual vision boarding party. We had to move it to virtual when we had, when we were really in the thick of the pandemic. But we gather with our friends and we talk about what happened this year, what we're reflecting on from the year. And then we also talk about what we're excited for and what we're calling in for the new year. And so I also offer this as an opportunity for you to vision. If you want to create a vision board for yourself, for your rest, for your restoration practice, do it. I think that's a beautiful way to keep reminding yourself to have something that you can see and that you are, in relationship with, right? When you create that, you're creating the energy of it. And so it also helps us to really step into that. And so I'm going to end with, everybody who knows me knows I do somatic work. And what is really important to me is for us to have tools that we can use in the moment when we're feeling anxious, when we're feeling overwhelmed, when we're feeling stressed out, to be able to use in that moment to really just take a break, take a moment to settle, take a moment to be in our bodies, to return to our bodies if we can, right? So I'm going to invite us into a very, very gentle movement practice. It's my favorite practice of all. And if you've been with me, you know this practice as well. It is called arm sweeps. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take either hand, whichever hand feels good to start with, and we are going to pop it onto our shoulder, the opposite shoulder. And from here, we're just going to squeeze our arm, just squeeze down the arm. At your own pace, you can play with this, right? It doesn't have to be a squeeze. It could be a sweep. It could be a sweep, right? But what I want you to do is just check in with yourself. Check in. This might be a nice time to do a little massage on the shoulder, on the neck area. Just giving ourselves a little hug here too. Yes, I'm here. I appreciate the work you're doing, body. You carrying me through all this stuff that we do every day. And just take a moment, right? You might have some deeper breaths here. You might have some yawns here. You may feel some tummy gurgles coming through or have some watery eyes. And those are all just really signs that your body is settling in this moment, right? We're settling. So that means there's just need to take that a little bit. I need to take the little edge off of whatever that stress was. So I offer this practice to you, arm sweeps, take it with you, use it wherever you want, wherever, whenever. You can do this even down here on your arms under the, where you can see in the screen. So this is something that you can do on camera, off camera, in front of other people, with other people. But I offer this to you as some support into your own practice. I am here as support for you. If you need support with your restoration practice that we've talked about today in general, you want to talk about boundaries or really centering yourself, I'm here as a resource. If you want to also bring in other moments of rest for your communities, I'm here for that as well. And you all can connect with me at my website, which is healingwithkiera.com. I have a form there. You can reach out to me and I will be there to check in. I want to support you in your rest. And I really see, again, us doing this collectively. We're resting together so that we can really make this change that we need to see in this world and this experience that we're living in. And so I just gratitude to everyone who stayed with me in this conversation, who tried these things out, who thought about this and reflected on what you can do for your restoration practice. And I'm so excited to hear how you're resting for the rest of this year and into 2024 and beyond. And again, happy birthday, S for P. Thank you so much for all the love and all the just pouring in that you do to us as new entrepreneurs, as business owners, as folks who are starting their speaking journeys, and folks who have been on the journey for a long time. So appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Amazing. Give it up for Coach Key. Okay, I'm just going to say you got me feeling a little tired and I still got more to do, okay?
A little bit more. It's okay.
A little bit more.
But you know you got a little plan. You got a little rest plan for afterwards.
I do. So thank you so much. Coach Key gave us some actionable items that we can do. As you all know, the new year is right around the corner, so it's time to start envisioning what do you want for 2024? How do you want to close out 2023, right? What are some things that you want to reflect on, celebrate, highlight? I just so appreciate Coach Key bringing light into the ways that we can care more for ourselves and rest. So you might start seeing a theme in some of these different topics that we had. It's all about how do we give to others, but also how are we giving to ourselves, right? A little bit of that reciprocity, right? Which is what's showing up. So thank you so much, Coach Key, for sharing that with us. If you all have a takeaway, I would love to see you drop it in the chat. Something that you're going to take with you, whether that's your practice that you're going to be dedicating more time to, whether you want to try the arm sweeps before you go to bed to get yourself nice and cozy, whatever that's going to look like. Now we're going to throw it over to Evolve to tell us about the state of the S4P University. This is really going to go over all the updates, all the things that are coming in the works to get you all excited. Before Evolve takes the stage, I do want to read a bio. So Evolve Benton, Lee Benton, has a Master of Arts as well as a Master's of Fine Arts. They are a speaker, educator, and author who inspires audiences to think about questions of performance, diversity, inclusion, transformation, climate, and equity. They are the CEO of Mar Media, LLC, and Speaking for Profit University. Evolve has developed training and education on the topics of LGBTQ inclusivity, diversity, equity, inclusion, and holistic wellness. Proven impactful and informative for many nonprofits, universities, technology companies, and small businesses that have enlisted their help. Their passion for social justice and real change manifests in their inspirational speeches, which they further support with visuals, personal stories, and other experiential tools and strategies. They are the author of Sir, Poetry Dedicated to Boyhood, and Black Queer Love, and the creator of The Boy Doc, Sir Volume 1, Boy Meets Wellness podcast, and the Black Film Festival. Also, you can find Evolve on the Speaking for Profit podcast, as well as on our YouTube channel, where you all are joining us today. So now I give the mic to Evolve Lee Benton.
All right, y'all. Can y'all hear me? Am I good? Let me get this going. Hey, y'all. Happy birthday, S4P. Y'all, happy birthday. Y'all, I have been dreaming about this amazing virtual stage for a moment, and I'm just so thankful. I have so much gratitude for our speakers. I have so much gratitude for UBX for just being an amazing host. And I have so much gratitude for my amazing partner for being here. Shouts out also to the S4P team in the back end, our administration team. It's just been an amazing opportunity to see our growth and to just really get into a conversation about restoration, about the various topics. And I hope that y'all have seen how brilliant your peers are, y'all. Like, I know we spend a lot of time within S4P focusing on the business side of it, but we've got some rock stars when it comes to speaking and consulting. So if anything, I hope that you found someone in this community that maybe you want to collaborate with, or if you're watching us here on LinkedIn, maybe someone that you want to bring into your organization to help you take your business to the next level, which is really what we're here for. We're here to help organizations really expand and grow. And these topics are so important. So I'm really excited to get into our updates and the state of the university. Let me see if I could stop sharing my screen, and then I got to share my screen again. And then we can get into that. What I want y'all to do is tell me how y'all gonna party for us, y'all, because we are doing this on YouTube. So we can't really turn up like we want to, but how are y'all planning to celebrate S4P's third birthday? Just going to put that into the chat. How are you planning to celebrate? And it doesn't, if you're going to turn up, cool. If you're going to rest, cool. Whatever you're going to do, just put in the chat how you're planning on celebrating as we get into this. Twerking on the S4P founder. Hey, all right, wifey. I love it. I love it. Hey, definitely, y'all. So I want y'all to celebrate as well. That's my whole point. This is not just about me. This is about community. And S4P wouldn't be here without such amazing community, right? Like, I am the founder and the visionary, but you all make the space beautiful. And I'm just so thankful for all of y'all. So let me share my screen. Okay, let me see. Hold on, y'all. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to unshare. We got 2 slides going on. So let me do this. See if this helps me. Okay, perfect. All right. Perfect. The state of the university, y'all. Where are we at? Where is Speaking for Profit University? Being here, music and dancing. Okay, cool. I see some things coming up. Taking and learning from here. Okay, cool. Cool. All right. So I wanted to start us off with this quote from Oprah Winfrey. When you undervalue what you do, the world will undervalue who you are. And for folks who know me, know I love Auntie Oprah, number one. That's one of my dream stages, is to be able to sit down with Oprah and have a conversation. But I love this quote in particular because I find that what we're really heading into as far as being speakers and consultants is really knowing our own value and not undervaluing ourselves, right? So we often talk about securing the bag, which is great. But I think what really my amazing wife, Coach Key, got to hit on is it's not just about securing the bag. It's really about the value in yourself and coming from that overflowing cup. And knowing your value is bigger than just knowing how to negotiate in the room where it happens. It's also how to negotiate in the room outside of that room with yourself about what are you going to accept? What are you going to say yes to? What are you going to set boundaries around? If you have an organization that you're working with and maybe they pay good money, but they treat you like trash, is it really worth it? Because really what we're talking about is building a business that doesn't just last 1 year, but that has longevity. And that's why I'm so thankful for Speaking for Profit University, because this is something that is on year 3. And to be honest with y'all, folks who look like me who are CEOs, their businesses often don't even last a year. So just being here is a beautiful opportunity. And I really want you to sit with, as you move through the day and move through the celebration and prepare for 2024, I want you to sit with, how are you maybe undervaluing yourself, and how is that reflection coming from the world? Do you need to go up in your price? Do you need to go up on your vacation time? Do you need to go up on the time that you spend with your family? Like, where can you add more value for you, and how that's going to come from the world? Y'all know one of my favorite quotes from my granny is, charity starts at home and then spreads abroad. Right? So it's very important that we sit within that value. So our affirmation for today, before we get into this, is I deserve to be financially free, so they are going to pay me. And if you believe in the affirmation, go on to put that in the chat. I deserve to be financially free, so they are going to pay me. Right? Because our financial freedom is really what we're here for. That's what we're here for. We're not to build a business that turns into a job that we got to work all the time. We are here to build something that is going to give us financial freedom. And for everyone, your financial freedom might look a lot different than others. Yours might look a lot different than others. My financial freedom is probably going to be somewhere in Portugal or Brazil. Definitely buy some water. And I probably will work forever, y'all. I like working, but not in the capacity for working for others, but working for the community, working for the planet. I see me and my wife and our children planting amazing fruits and vegetables around the world so we can feed the world healthy things. So really for you, you're doing this for financial freedom, because when you have financial freedom, you have the opportunity to say yes and no in ways that other people don't. And we were just having this, on our Monday coaching call, we were talking about when you're resourceful and you have that financial freedom or just the financial liberty to do it, you can take off time and really give back to communities that you want to be able to give into. So definitely tap into this affirmation, but also think to yourself, what is your financial freedom? What does that look like for you? Is that like Coach Key, where you like, you know what, I want to wake up anytime I want to, right? Is that like Kiani, where you're able to really have moments where you're able to ground? Is that like Rakita, where you're creating social experiences around the world and you're able to do brunch with people that you love, right? Is it like BX and going on hikes and traveling the world? What is your financial freedom? Because that should be a part of your vision and a part of your plan as a CEO. You are a visionary. I know many of y'all put for some of the speakers that they're visionaries, but everyone that's here today, whether you're watching now or in the replay, you are a visionary of your life. No one controls it but you. And I really want you to know that. So let's get into what S4P been doing, y'all, right? Our mission is to help 5,000 diverse leaders join the speaking and consulting industry, right? That's what I started off with. I was like, I'm trying to help my people secure the bag. And since 2020, we've helped over 1,200 diverse leaders learn how to get paid to speak, which is really bomb, y'all. I had to do the numbers. And this is through, of course, our core program, Speaking for Profit Academy, which many of you that are here are part of, but through our master classes and through our free trainings and through our webinars and through our courses. This is what we've been able to do in 3 years. And it's so cool because I get messages almost every day from people who maybe just came to one training and they secured their first bag and they're like, Evolve, like, this is really cool. I got $10,000. I was able to fix my granny's furnace, right? Like all these things that people are able to do just from us having this clear vision and this clear mission. And I want you to think about that for your own business. You are the CEO of your life and your business, but how does it go beyond just you? How can your vision and your mission impact the world? That's really what we're here to do, right? The other thing that we've been able to do is y'all, as our students, have been able to make over $3 million in revenue from speaking and consulting and your digital products. And this is just the money that y'all share with me, y'all. Like, this is just the money that y'all share with me. This is just the money that y'all share with me, y'all. Like, I don't even know. Y'all could probably be making more. This is the money when we're on a call and BX is writing down our notes. This is the things that people send me, but it's probably more than this. So for the folks who are watching this and are like, are speakers still getting paid? Is the industry going out? Is the recession taking us out? Nah, the bag's still there. We still there. We still collecting it. It's still happening, right? And in 2023, which was this year, we received our first grant from the Transgender Justice Fund to help transgender people join the speaking and consulting industry, which has been really, really exciting, y'all. We have some amazing members who've been able to join our academy, which is our core program. It's 12 months where we take people through the process of building a 6-figure business. And they've been able to join that at a tuition that's on a scholarship rate so that we can impact more folks. And I'm just excited. Like, we're getting grant money. We're really leaning into utilizing funding from our communities to be able to make our mission something that is a little bit easier to get off, right? Because we understand everybody can't afford the tuition here, but we still want to be able to help folks and be able to support them. So let's talk a little bit about how we get our clients results, and then we're going to get into what's coming forward. So the first way that we do this, and y'all know this because y'all are here, is through coaching, right? Really coaching people. And I've been thinking about this, y'all. When I first started Speaking for Profit, the coaching was really about business. But the more I work with you all, it's really about mindset. We do a lot of mindset coaching, right? Because even if I give you the business plan, which I've given to many of you, and the structure and the roadmap, you still come up to a moment where you have to kill your old self and be reborn. And your old self might be that person that said, you know what, I'm accepting speaking engagements that are $500, knowing I need to charge $3,000. And it's uncomfortable when you first do that. Or maybe your old self is someone who would get up and speak without an outline, and your new version of yourself is someone who's more organized and ready to go. But through our weekly coaching, our one-on-one coaching, that's really how we're able to support people to get that level of income, but also that level of lifestyle freedom, not just financial freedom. We also have an amazing community. So shouts out to y'all for being in the community and being in the space. It's not just Evolve. y'all often, and this is funny, me and BX will meet because we have weekly meetings, and we'll be like, you know what, these coaching calls are getting easy because we ain't even got to coach nobody no more, right? Like the community is coming in with the gems and coming in with the love. But also there's an opportunity, y'all, for us to continuously build our own economy. And so many of you have utilized this community to find opportunities or to work with one another, to support one another in securing the bag. I know even like Lucinda and Spirit have a special project going on right now. And that's what we want to continue to do. This is not a space where we're building a business in silo. We realize as we make more money, we can share more money within our community here at Speaking for Profit. And as we get more opportunities, we don't have to do them by ourselves. When we don't take on things by ourselves and we're willing to work with others, we are able to over deliver. Imagine if all the speakers that went today came together and put together an amazing digital product or their own stage or their own presentation. Imagine what kind of not only currency, but organizations that they could support. So we're building an amazing community. The other way is by having an abundant mindset. An abundant mindset. And I know I got Rakita and Opulence Abundance probably in the chat with their abundant behavior. That's something that they always talk about, right? The abundant behavior that we're trying to bring in. But what we mean by an abundant mindset is not just about making money, but really about how you can give back to the world and doing it in a restful way. Doing it in a restful way. Right? Abundance is not just about money, y'all. Like I've been thinking a lot about this. We have our money back prophecy, but what we really need is a lifestyle prophecy. That's really what we're talking about, how we want to live our life. And a lot of that abundance mindset comes up with the boundaries that Coach Key was talking about. So I even know that that call that y'all had where this abundant behavior comes in, it's about living that life of luxury. It's about saying no to things that are low vibrationally and really calling in things that you really want to be connected to. So that's exciting. And then the other way is through innovation. You know, y'all have the Lead Gen app. For folks who are watching that are not a part of the Academy, the Lead Gen app is actually an actual application that we can use on LinkedIn and other places to build relationships with decision makers. So we have to be with innovation. And I know some of you in the beginning were really uncomfortable with this type of innovation. You're like, what if I seem like a bot? What if this? And now you've gotten opportunities and money from it. But the reason that innovation is so important, y'all, is that as a business owner, you've got to think about what are your competitors doing, right? And if everyone else is in conversations, reaching out to decision makers, and you're kind of just waiting for it to come to you, you're not going to have a successful business. The other way we've brought in innovation is through our amazing speakers that have came in. Shouts out to Aurel Moody, who came in and talked to us about Talkadot and how we can utilize that within our business. We had Abby, who came this year to talk about repurposing your content. All of y'all know how to use StreamYard now, which is the platform we're using right here to go live. So constantly thinking about what are ways we can automate our business so that we're able to do what we do best, which is deliver an amazing speech or consultation and let the technology do the rest. I was talking to someone who might be a potential client the other day, and they were like, Evolve, I don't want to use ChatGPT. I don't want it to dumb me down. And I had to tell him, I said, sir, these computers, these robots will never be human, right? Like we are godly. We are from our ancestors. That's never going to happen. But if we know that it's there and it's going to allow us to be in our zone of genius more, we need to be able to use it. So those are the ways that we've been able to support you all. And then, of course, through our business standards, which y'all already know is our 531. right? Remember 5 pieces of amazing content. Of course, you're getting in conversations with decision makers at least 3 times a week and booking a proposal or some type of call with a decision maker at least once a week. If we're doing this and we have these standards, our business are growing. And many of you have already started to build out departments. And I want you to see the 5, right? The 5 is your marketing department, of course. The 3 is the way that you're in sales and in conversation. And the 1 is all about securing the bag. Many of you have already hired talent to support you with this, which is really exciting because it allows you to elevate your brand anymore. And allows you to build those 3 C's of success, which is credibility, conversations, and contracts. So through all of this, that's how we've kind of helped y'all do it. And then, of course, we have our 6-figure offer blueprint that we've been utilizing. This is something that everyone is getting access to in the academy moving forward. In the past, right, it was more like, hey, we would have one-off courses, but now we understand that you have to have a core offer to really be able to grow your business. Of course, those core offers should lead to extended contracts, which are like residencies and opportunities for you to work with organizations beyond just one time. And then having a digital product that you can promote and commit to because you're an expert in your field for when people maybe can't afford your core offer, or for when you want to take that vacation to the Dominican Republic, is still on demand, is a really powerful thing, right? So this is our blueprint. So we've done all of this in the last 3 years to make sure that you all are able to build sustainable and profitable businesses. And I want you to know that you're doing amazing work, and we're going to continue to bring in amazing talent, amazing innovation, amazing coaching, and continue to not only build our community, but protect our community. There's so many people that come to me, and y'all could ask wifey, they want to join Speaking for Profit, and it's a no. I don't care about how much money they have, because it's important for me that we protect our community and that we're building something that's not only profitable, but that feels good for the folks that have invested in it. And I really appreciate y'all doing that. All right, so I want to take some time just to thank my team, and then I'm going to go into what we got coming up next, y'all. So I want to thank BX Barkley, which is our amazing senior client success coach, for, you know, holding us down, holding y'all down. If y'all have appreciated BX through the process, go on and put a thank you to BX in the chat, right? Just really being great, being like an amazing advocate for y'all, and really taking the time to understand your needs. Like literally, we have meetings every week, every other week, where we literally talk about each of you as individuals and what are ways that we can help you to live your dreams and take your life and take your business to the next level. I also want to shout out Michaela Forbes. Thank you so much, Michaela, for being just an amazing enrollment specialist, for being on the back end of some of our amazing projects and just continuing to rock with the team. And then I want to shout out SB Cardenas. Thank you so much, SB, for being an amazing virtual assistant, executive assistant. Y'all, SB's a little bit everything. Our tech person, our operations manager. When the tech goes down, things aren't working, I immediately go to SB and I'm like, SB, thank you so much. Thank you so much for helping me. So I want y'all to know, like, this is not happening on the back end by itself. And even though Kajabi is amazing, because I know y'all know a lot of things I do is automated, there's nothing like having people around you that support you, support your growth, and really support the magic that happens here at Speaking for Profit. So I just want to thank the administration team for supporting us and supporting our growth. So let's talk about looking ahead, y'all, because I know y'all are like, okay, what we got going on next? So the thing that we got coming up right about now is we actually have our next 5-day challenge. So for folks who are watching, who are interested in getting involved with Speaking for Profit University, this is the first way you do it, is by going through our 5-day challenge. The next one is going to happen on December 11th. That's a Monday. And we go live for 5 days. I give you all the knowledge that you need to secure your first 5-figure opportunity, or your next one, right? Because some of you have had like an opportunity once, but you haven't had it again. And we meet for 5 days for an hour. This is opportunity for you to be coached by me. At the end of that 5 days, depending on which one of our programs are in open enrollment, I usually give you an invitation to join if you're interested in that. But there's many folks who have joined and just have needed this information so that they can get started. And this is a great way to do it. So join us at the 5-day challenge. I think BX has the link to that, so we'll get it into the chat. If not, and you don't see it, just going to put the word challenge into the comments, and we'll be sure to send you over the link so that you can get registered. We'll be doing this event monthly, right, to make sure that we're able to hit our vision and hit our goal of impacting 5,000 amazing diverse leaders in the next 5 years with building profitable and sustainable speaking businesses. The other thing that we launched this month, y'all, is our Speaking for Profit Circle. This is our membership program. In order to be invited to the Speaking for Profit Circle, you do have to go through the 5-day challenge. It's not just open to anyone, and it's only an open enrollment during certain times of the year, but we opened it up this month for a private group of folks. And this is a circle that is really supporting folks with booking their first paid speaking opportunity. So if you've already been paid to speak, the Speaking for Profit Circle is not for you. It is not, this is not the spot, right? We'll get into what the spot is for you. But if you've never been paid to speak and you like, you know what, I've been speaking at church, I've been speaking here, I've been speaking there, I've been speaking everywhere, they're not paying me. And you just like, you know what, Evolve, I want to see if what you're saying is true. I just want to get this first paid opportunity. The circle is for you. It's going to have access to a new masterclass to teach you the different skill sets that you need to acquire paid opportunities every month. And then it's also a live Q&A with me once a month as well. We have about 10 amazing souls who are a part of the Speaking for Profit Circle right now. And I'm just excited to continue to support those folks so that ultimately they can move into our core program, which is Speaking for Profit Academy. And the majority of you who are here today have been some amazing Academy members. And it's been an honor to work with you. Speaking for Profit Academy is actually our core coaching program that has been around since the beginning. This is what I started with, y'all. This is actually, and the reason I wanted to bring this in, this is the OG logo for my beta members who are here that we started with in the beginning, right? 3 years ago. So it's a 12-month program, gets you access to coaching, community, of course, our innovation, our coursework. But really what it gets you access to is a framework to be able to take your maybe 1 or 2 speaking engagements that you're getting a year and turn that into something consistent. We also support our clients in building out their digital products and also in building out some of those extended contracts. So the Academy is the other way to get involved, which is one of my favorite programs that we have. And then coming 2024, we're going to be launching what we call the Legacy Mastermind. This is what's coming up. The Legacy Mastermind is a space for folks who have already built out a profitable speaking business. And maybe you made 6 figures, or maybe you made 50K and you're happy with that, but you know that you're at the place where you are ready to scale, but you don't know how to do it. You are ready to scale, but you don't know how to do it. And what I mean by that is maybe you want to hire a virtual assistant. Maybe you want to hire an operations manager. Maybe you want to have an event like this where you shouting out your team members, right? And you don't have the space to do it. So we're going to talk about mindset. We're going to talk about vision, because what many of you have right now is what I call a side gig, to be honest with you, right? You have your I help statement, which is great, but that's really about you. What I want to help you do is build a vision that's going to impact the world. And in order for you to bring on staff members that are really going to be supportive, your business has to have culture. It can't just have, job descriptions. That's not the thing. You have to have culture and you have to have a vision. So we're actually going to be utilizing the book Traction in the EOS model. You can look that up on Amazon if you use Amazon, or at your local bookstore. And that book takes you through the process of building out your business departments, your systems. And what I'm really excited about is in this mastermind, we will be meeting together in person, for a mastermind event, most likely in Atlanta, Austin, Texas, or California. Those are some of the locations that we're looking at, to come together for a restorative weekend and to do some content creation and some building with one another. So these are for my CEOs who have made it to the next level where they're ready to scale their business. And I'm really excited to roll this out to y'all. This is going to be an invitation only based mastermind. So for y'all who we know are qualified for this, you will get an email from us and we'll reach out to you. It's going to be very small and very intimate, because we want to make sure that we have space to be vulnerable, to be courageous, and to be honest about where our businesses are. So I'm excited for the Legacy Mastermind. The other thing that we're dropping in 2024 is our Speaking for Profit student store. I know y'all have been asking for merch and have been asking for some swag. Many of y'all got the Abundant t-shirt for our birthday celebration. So we're going to drop a student store so y'all can get access to some swag and be able to showcase your love for speaking for profit, be able to wear abundance on you, which I think can be really powerful, and support the growth of the business. So that'll be dropping in 2024 as well. And this is just some of the merch that we've come up with so far, right? We got the abundant shirt that all of y'all got. We got this amazing sweater that I'm currently modeling for y'all. Let me do this for y'all so y'all can see. Y'all can see me in it, right? Right. Yes. Being very cute. Yes. Yes. Being a model. Yes. So we will be having our student store that's going to be dropping so y'all can have an opportunity. What I've decided to do, y'all, which is really rare, is this student store is only going to be open to Speaking for Profit members. So if you're not a part of the Speaking for Profit circle, if you're not a part of the academy, if you're not an alum, you are not about to be wearing none of our stuff. This is only for folks who are family. So this store will only be available to y'all. And I'm excited for us to represent that abundant mindset that we're all trying to bring in. And the next thing is that we're going to do a Speaking for Profit meetup, y'all, in spring 2024. Let me go on and that's a typo. I can't correct it here, but it's going to be in spring 2024, right? It's going to be here in Atlanta, Georgia. We're in talks to have Rakita Franklin come through and hold an exclusive social experience for us, which I'm really excited about. Coach Key is most likely going to be in the building to do some healing with us. And then we are going to have VIP stages during our Speaking for Profit Atlanta meetup in spring 2024. Y'all just going to cross that 23 with the 24. And that's going to be an opportunity for y'all to hit the stage in real life, not just a virtual stage, y'all, in the real life, be recorded. And we're going to put together some speakers reels, some shorts, and some amazing content for y'all. So I'm excited for y'all to come to my now home, which is Atlanta, Georgia, and to hang out. We will have the official date for the meetup at the top of the year, but this is going to be a great opportunity for us to connect in person. We have never done an event in person, y'all. And this shows that you can impact 1,200 people without even ever meeting them. And I had the opportunity to meet a few of y'all. Like recently, I went to dinner with Rowan and Miss Shy, and I've hung out with Opulence, Abundance quite a few times. But I know once we get our energy in one space, it's going to be extremely powerful. And I just can't wait to meet y'all. I can't wait to hug y'all with consent or, give you a little pound. We can even come up with some handshakes, however we're going to do it. But just for us to love on one another, build on our collective understanding of speaking for profit and deliver from a stage in person where we got the lights, we got the music, and we can have fun with one another. So last but not least, this is actually happening today, y'all. And yep, y'all already got an email about it because I think I sent the email out at 2:30. It should also be up on Mighty Networks. Today, we are launching our Speaking for Profit Partner Program. And to be a Speaking for Profit partner, we definitely going to need an S for P handshake. Yep, we're going to come up with it, y'all. We ready to go. To be a Speaking for Profit partner, again, you have to be a member of Speaking for Profit. This is our affiliate program, right? So this means that when you are telling your homies, when you are telling your people, when you're telling your cousin about how Speaking for Profit is the place that they need to be, I want to make money with y'all. So you're going to get a kickback as an affiliate when you invite them to our challenge or invite them to the academy or to our circle. So there's an email that's being sent out to y'all. And there's also, okay, Rakita said, I got my email. I love the timing, coach. Yep. Yeah, I tried to see what time it was going to be. So it should be in your inbox right now. There's an application for you to complete and to fill out. And once you fill that out, we're going to reach out to you and let you know if you're approved to be a part of the affiliate program. Mostly everyone will get approved. Don't feel like this is like a thing where you're like, oh, what if I get denied? Don't even go into that energy. But there's certain information that we need to grab from you to make sure that we are able to set you up for success. This is also going to include an affiliate course. It'll probably be about 3 or 4 modules just to show you how to be successful as an affiliate as you're promoting some of our products. And that'll include some email templates that you can utilize, some of our actual graphics and things like that that you can utilize within your email or within your social media marketing so that you can tell more people about Speaking for Profit University, and they can join and you get a kickback. You probably see it already in the email, but as a partner, you'll have an opportunity to make anywhere between $50 to $1,500 based off of one referral. So this can be a great opportunity to bring some extra money in your business. And I know that many of you are already in partner programs where you're promoting Kajabi or you're promoting StreamYard. So I'm really excited for you all to do this. And so many of y'all have already promoted us. So we just want more of an actual streamlined way to give y'all money, give y'all kickback, and to be able to keep up with this. So go on and complete that application. That's going to be a great way for you to become a partner with Speaking for Profit University, but also for you to learn how to become an affiliate, which could be another amazing stream of income for you. I don't know if y'all know this, but Speaking for Profit right now, we probably make about $1,200 a month. That's just from affiliate marketing, right? Just from promoting. And I don't just promote anybody, y'all. I don't promote any brands. I promote things that I really believe in. So I ask that if you fill out the application, you do this because you're interested and you love Speaking for Profit and you want to let people know about it, not just because you want to make some extra money, right? I want you to really be aligned with the money is great. Don't get me wrong. I'm excited to pay y'all, but I want you to be aligned with our product and with our services and really make sure that you're having a good time with it. So I am so thankful for y'all, right? Like for being in this space, for committing to being here, for showing up for yourself, showing up for your family, and showing up for your businesses. And I can't wait for 2024. We're going to have some really exciting things ahead of us. This is our first time doing a virtual birthday party where we're live on YouTube. So if you're watching on YouTube, please go on and like and subscribe. Help us continue to grow our channel. And I am going to pass it back over to my amazing colleague BX so that we can let y'all know who are the winners of these dope awards that honestly, y'all, BX came up with. BX is just a rock star. And I really appreciate that. So shouts out to you, Coach B, X in the building.
Hey, you already know. Shout out to you, Coach E. Thank you so much for all of that information you shared with us. Hope folks are excited to meet in real life, excited to be an affiliate member of our amazing community, and just excited to continue expanding our impact. So thank you so much, Coach E, for giving us those announcements and those different things to look forward to. And thank you, everyone who has been here and with us in this space. So now we're going to get into some of our member awards, and for the real ones who stayed this whole time, we're also going to do a raffle. So the raffle is going to be, just so y'all can start marinating on it, the raffle is going to be picking a number between 1 and 20. If you pick the number that's close to the number that's in my head, we got a special prize for you. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and go through the awards. Evolve, if you can cue the slides for me, that would be great. All right. So, our most awarded calls. This person is always in the house. We really want to give it up for Spirit McIntyre. You heard their soundscape earlier. Spirit is someone who is always in the house, always gives reciprocity, always asks questions, and is always ready to go. So, Spirit, we greatly appreciate you always being in our calls. As Evolve shared, I track things, and Spirit, you have the most attended calls. Okay, you got the numbers. I see you at messaging for sales. I see you at momentum. I see you at lead gen. I see you at CEO accountability. Any call that we have, Spirit is in the house. So give it up for Spirit. Spirit, we will follow up with you and give you an award. So thank you so much. Our next award goes to our most knowledgeable. I already started calling Rakita this last time, our knowledge cuz. Okay, this person always knows the resources. If anybody's like, how do I do this? Rakita's like, you know what? I just had a support call with them. They said we could do this. You should probably get on that chat and do the same thing, right? So shout out to Rakita Franklin, always knowing the resources that we need and giving it to us in such a way that invites us to reach out to folks, ask those questions, and not be shy about what we need. So thank you, Rakita. We appreciate you always bringing the knowledge into the space. Big bag energy. So this person has surpassed their money bag prophecy. If you are in the community regularly, you know this is Miss Jai. Miss Jai has done a phenomenal year, had a phenomenal year last year, and this year completely surpassed their money bag prophecy. I believe we were about 6 months into the year, and Miss Jai had already reached that goal. So we just want to shout out Miss Jai for always being able to get to the bag and not only getting to the bag, but also passing bag opportunities to others. And I think that is so amazing as well. All right, Jim dropping. This person is always dropping gems on the call. So we want to shout out K. Kenneth Davis, who is someone who has recently joined and is always dropping gems, always giving support, always willing to do troubleshooting and different things like that on the back end. And of course, Opulence Abundance, as you've heard, has given us the amazing abundance behavior, right? Abundant behavior, a little hashtag that we always use. So Opulence, we greatly appreciate you, as well as Kenneth, for always just dropping gems and sharing support for folks on our calls. Y'all might as well be our extra coaches when we get on the calls to Evolve and I. Yes, Opulence Abundance. And last but certainly not least, all about love. So this person is all about reciprocity and supporting folks in the community. And we have two folks who are receiving this award. Lucinda Pepper, always giving love, whether that's on Mighty Networks, whether that's in our calls, and Kiani Holmes, always showing love and support for others, always hyping people up, giving the different support that's needed. So we greatly, greatly appreciate you both and how you just share love and reciprocity with all the folks in our community. Yes, 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 yes. So for everyone who received an award, we will follow up with you with your certificate. So it's nice and official. We definitely encourage you to print it out, put it on the wall, whatever that may look like. But we really appreciate the way that you all have shown up and given to our community. So we just want to highlight and appreciate you all. Now, time for the raffle. Okay, so I hope you've been thinking about your number. It's between 1 to 20. If you guess a number that's close to what I'm thinking, you're going to get our special prize. Okay, so I would love to see in the chat, what number do you think I'm thinking about between 1 and 20? Oh, okay, we got 19, we got 13. Okay. Ooh, 15, 7. Okay. 7. Okay. Lucky number 7. That's a big one coming through. Okay. 15, 14, 18, 3. Okay. Okay. Is that everybody? 3. Okay, Chris. 3, 3, 11. Okay. 11, 18. Okay. Everybody get their number in? Because I'm about to drop it. 12. Okay. Okay. My number was 19. I think, Kiani, you hit that right on the head. So our prize goes to you. For those who don't know, I was born on April 19th. So 19 is usually my money number. But 4 or 3 was close. So Kiani, we will follow up with you to get you your special prize. And that pretty much concludes our birthday celebration. We're so thankful for you all being in this space. We hope that you all received the swag. Evolve was modeling. I'm also wearing our S4P swag. On the back of this, it says abundant, abundant, abundant. So we're all up in our abundance and claiming those things. But that's all I have. So Evolve, I will pass it over to you if you have anything to share to close us out. But we really appreciate everyone sharing this time with us, taking some gems and takeaways with you, and celebrating our celebrations. But don't stop after you leave the space. We want to see y'all dancing, twerking, whatever that looks like once you get off of this call.
Thank you so much, BX, for being an amazing leader of the space. I really appreciate y'all for being here. Kiani, we will send you a form so that we can get this amazing sweater to you and you can rock your S4P gear. Y'all have a great weekend. I will see y'all at coaching on Monday. Come through to the space. And I can't wait for 2024. I'm so thankful. I have so much gratitude for the community. I hope y'all have an amazing day. And until next time, peace.